Okay, so we're going to do a quick review on my Eureka Victory. I'm starting out on the front. It says Eureka Victory here, but it's the Victory. It's like fading off. You guys can see it there. 12 amps. It's got the World Vac logo. Right here it says 15-inch cleaning path. You guys can't see it really well. Clean air design with built-in motor fan protection. Now what it means by that, I've had this down to the motor, so I know there's a little screen that they built in onto the motor that snaps into the motor that protects it in case you like don't have a bag. At least the big debris isn't gonna go into the motor. Your power switch. This is your release pedal. Adjustment knob. Two screws here. You pop those out and this top cover will come off. Your belt's over here. Brush rolls right here, obviously. Right here you have a post motor filter, which is post meaning after the motor, or where it blows out its dust or blows out the air. And this will catch any dust, although it doesn't seal in there very well, so chances are it's not going to catch much. But I have to wash this quite often, so it probably does actually catch a little bit more than, it's better than nothing at least. This isn't what they would have came with. They would have came with a way better quality filter. This is just a random activated carbon pad that doesn't even have activated carbon anymore because I've washed it, but it came from my Hoover Whole House too, but it fits in here somewhat reasonably because this didn't have a, or it did have a filter when I got it, but it was so gross I just didn't even want to try washing it, honestly. The whole vacuum was gross, but couldn't find, no one was selling these on eBay for even somewhat reasonable prices. Everyone's asking like $70 for them. Now yes, Eurekas like this are hard to find running, but they're not worth $60. I mean I get, but $60 with free shipping would be one thing, or 30 and 30, but people are asking like 60 bucks with like 40 bucks shipping, and that's just ridiculous for a used one that's just as beat up as this. This is where your headlight would be. It takes a bayonet style bulb. Mine doesn't even have the light bulb system anymore. I ripped it all out. I mean, I still have the harness. I could just plug it right back in, but I would have to take it down and then connect it to the motor. I just took it out because it was starting to get annoying to have, every time I took it down to the motor, it would get tangled up, and one time when I put it back together, it actually, the wire got jammed in the motor and it turned it on, and then it freaking made a weird grinding sound, so it was probably grounding out in there. Right here, it has a call number for, you know, your parts and service. Mine's falling off, but I'm pretty sure it's 2834 or something like that. This one is a model 4465 Type D, made on the 350th day of 1997. 60 hertz, amps, 12 amps, volts, 120, as usual. And this one was made in the Bloomington, Illinois plant, like most of them were. It's got two catches, one that goes to here for normal vacuuming, then you press it again, you can get it to go past that for laying it flat. You got your cord obviously on the side. This isn't the original cord. It's just twisted on here. My handle's broken, but we'll get back to that later. Now we'll move on to the bag. Pop this off. And for some reason mine doesn't want to come off. I don't know what that was all about. Okay. But yeah. Oh, it looks like it wasn't really seating properly on there. But yeah, it's just the bag compartment. There's no bag in here right now. Let me turn the flash on. It's a little dusty in here. Not too bad though. This is your hose. You can only have the hose off if you take the handle off. There's two screws back there. I'll show you that in a bit. Here you have your pre-motor filter. Normally there would be like a metal catcher right there. You put the metal catcher in this little section here. That's what these are there for. And then there would be a piece of foam to go over that. Mine didn't have the metal catcher, but I did have some foam laying around, so I cut up a piece of foam and then I wrapped this rag around it recently for even more filtration and a better seal. It actually fits in there pretty nice. On the bag door, you do have a system check indicator, which mine doesn't work anymore. It does have, you know, compared to the Bissell's that were released in like 2000, like the Power Glide, the original Power Glides, this actually has a seal going around. Although I think the original Power Glide did have a seal. So, like, maybe the Power Force, the older Power Forces, like the O2s, the 3522, the original 3522, those didn't have this seal. And it may not look like a beautiful seal, but it does seal. The only spots this thing blows dust is here because I don't have a, this is actually just from sitting, I haven't ran it at all. But, this here because I don't have a very good filter that doesn't really fit in there properly. I just put it in there because it was better than nothing. And then it has this, which doesn't look original, but I looked it up, or I've seen other people on YouTube, and that is the original. But I might rip it off and try re-gluing it a little bit nicer. I'm pretty sure you can buy this stuff in rolls, actually. Looks like it was hand done, honestly. Which could have been. But yeah, then if you look under there, there's a hole. And everyone puts tape over that. Don't do that. That is a suction release valve in case your bag gets full and you don't notice that this is popped up. That saves your motor. If you want to kill your motor, go ahead, put some tape over it. But yeah, micron filtration system retains up to 99% of pollens, household dust, mites, and other allergens as small as 1 micron, which to today's standards, that's actually not that good, but compared to like the newer Dysons and even the newer Bissell's now. But yeah, this would still probably beat the newer Power Force bag in its current state. I could go buy a brand new Power Force bag that won't filtrate as good as this. The Power Force bagless is, I'm comparing it to Bissell's just because Eurekas and Bissell's are around the same price, or even at back then. Moving on to the back again, which we already were here, but I ended up going back in front. Right here is your lower hose. Your hose leading up to here goes up, and if there was a bag in there, it's a top fill, and the collar is up here, and then it runs down. But yeah, so this is your hose. Mine, for some reason, after washing it, it's all funky. It doesn't want to really, I mean, it was always kind of stretched out, but it wasn't this bad. But, yeah, I don't know. Got a little wand. One thing that happened with these is this plastic was kind of flimsy down here, and this was quite common, these cracking. And what I might end up doing with mine is just cutting that off, because gluing this is going to be a pain in the ass, for sure. So, but maybe I will try gluing them, wet sanding it and painting this whole wand, probably. Yeah, and obviously, that's the hose. And then that's the lower hose, which I didn't wash, so it's dirty. And then, to remove the handle, tying my makeshift cord, spliced cord, screw there, and a screw here, crevice tool. You know, one thing, even though this came from a junkyard and I got it for free, I did get all the attachments with it. So we got a crevice tool, very beat up, but unlike the Bissell's, or some of the Bissell's did, but some of the Hoovers didn't actually. It has little vents here and a nice bend to it, and the crevice tool portion of it is actually like a decent length. And I don't think I've washed this since I've bought this machine, or got this machine, so that's gross. But yeah. And then there's screws back here. You got a screwdriver channel right there to get those, and that takes this little caddy off if you wanted to clean it or something. This is it's kind of hard, don't got an E lever, but that's a carrying handle there. carries up here. Obviously, for some reason, I mean, it's at least longer now, I guess. And it's not really a stretch hose. It's just a nicer quality, you know, durable plastic hose. And when I say durable, that's pretty much, I mean, what I mean by that is, like, you could run this over with a car and it would be fine. The only thing that would damage it is poking the screw through it. And there is actually a pinhole around here somewhere, which is why the original owners had electrical tape there. That's fine. And this was only 3 attachment set machine, 3 attachments. It's got this weird shape. I mean, it gets smaller all of a sudden right there for whatever reason. But yeah, mine is cracked here, but I did glue it, so at least that crack's fine. If you look, this one's dirty too. I have washed this, but this is just where the caddy sits on it, I think. But yeah, and this, what end goes on the machine itself. The smaller end goes on the machine. There's that release hole again. Yeah, a lot of people put tape over this, which caused these motors to fail due to overheating, because these didn't have a emergency shut off. See, no matter how much I wash this, it's like all like messed up. But this is your combo tool. Mine's chipped and glued right here. It's glued like 10 times and it's broken again. Whatever, I give up. Yes, this is the upholstery side, like that. And then this is your listing brush side, which these actually are soft enough to dust on like the Bissell's. I did not like the Bissell combo tools. This one I actually like. I'll actually show you a Bissell combo tool if you're curious. So here's an older Bissell, but even this is 1997, and the first bagged Bissell with clean air technology, I believe, was the Power Glide original. There's only one of those shown on YouTube, and that's in Teletech Studios, but this is a Bissell combo tool. This is what the original Power Glide had, which was released in 2000. So, and these stopped in 2002, I believe. So this is just kind of giving you an idea of what Bissell was selling for a combo tool, and what Eureka was trying to do with their combo tool. So basically, Eureka, you just plug the hose into whatever end you shall please. With the Bissell, see right now, it switches the brush side. If I want to use it on the upholstery side, turn it like that. So now it's on the upholstery side. I want it back on the brush side. Like that. There's a little spring that pops into these little notches. But these might as well be upholstery brushes, which is a problem with a lot of affordable machines. But Eureka, they actually kind of caught on to, they probably look at the reviews of other machines and they're like, we should probably do something about that. So they made some decent quality, some decently soft bristles. Although I would say that the upholstery side on the Bissell is better. It's just got these little notches things which will probably help scrape the hair. These, I mean, I guess it depends. This I think would be better for a car of some sort, and this would be better for like pet hair. And it just sits on the machine nicely like this. this is a 2005 Bissell, and that's 97, but the Bissell that was released in 2002, and it was another bagged Bissell that was released around the time that these were starting to end, but they still have the same attachments and stuff. That's why I'm comparing this. It's just so you guys can get an idea of what Bissell was kind of doing and what Eureka was doing. This one is stored on here like this. There'll be a review of this machine eventually. Although, even though the Power Glide had that attachment, that combo tool attachment, these older clean views, this one's a 2002, these older clean views had a different style brush that was more like that one, but it's fluffer brushes. So yeah, it was all kind of different. So that's the attachments. And the handle is the back saver handle, which was kind of a random gimmick. Yeah, see, now it just does that now. But I think the point of it is so that it lifts it up closer to you, I guess, and it just kind of, I mean, it does just kind of feel like a nice, it also has really nice quality wheels, which is one thing to mention. But I think one reason they did it is so that you didn't have to bend down as much to get underneath the furniture. Once you, mine doesn't really like to go into the second position. There we go. Obviously I got a headlight, but most beds sit higher than this. But I think that's supposed to help with that, because I'm not really leaning down anymore because it lifts up, like lifts up more towards you, but I don't really know how it works, how it's meant to work. And it bends back here, I'm assuming, to get out of the way of the furniture, because it is a slim machine. I need to oil those. My handle snapped, and I didn't realize until a couple months ago when I ripped all of the tape off of this handle, because the original owners had a bunch of like very expensive Gorilla tape wrapped around it, and I took all that off because it was more ugly than this actually is, honestly. And I took that off, and it revealed a crack, and so then I just wrapped electrical tape around it, and that worked for a while. Then that broke too, and then I just wrapped some painter's tape around it with some glue, and then I wrapped up painter's tape around it, and then that didn't work either, so I just did this, and I painted it black because I used silicone adhesive to fill in all the cracks that I wasn't able to line up quite nicely, and then I painted it black. Some of the white just showing through, and some of the like stretch marks, I guess. I painted like all the way to like here probably, because pretty much to around here somewhere it was all like white scratches and stuff, so. But I used a matte clear coat, so it's right up matte, and there was some like glue spots that I couldn't get rid of either, and then there was also this screw hole right here that wasn't doing anything anymore, so I just siliconed that in. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I need to, if I get a new hose, I'll get a stretch hose, because that'll look nicer on there. But maybe not. If I can find one of these in good condition, I'll get one of these, because I want it to be original as possible. I'm already trying to find a black cord, because this is off of Hoover Port Power, this cord is. And it's just spliced there. Underneath, you've got these actually really nice quality wheels, which mine have a little bit of wobble to them, which I could probably fix that by putting some washers in there, but I've put a lot of use on this machine, and it had plenty of use before me, I can promise that. So yeah, that's that. A little bit of back and forth wobble. This side's not quite as bad, but they are nicer quality wheels, and they're held on with axles, and then a C-clip on the end. So I need to take these wheels off, grease them, and get rid of that rust. But yeah, that's one thing, is they're much better quality than the Bissells that were being sold at this time. And then also one thing I liked about the Eureka is you can pull this down, undo that spring, and you can take these out and wash them way easier than you can with the Bissells. But yeah. So put this back in there. This is the brush wheel from the Eureka Ultima. I just greased the bearings on it. But, nice stiff bristles. This is the same brush wheel that this would have had. It's just this one didn't have a brush wheel when I got it, so I just took one out of my Eureka Ultima and then I bought a new one for that. So, wide path. Does have a nice rubber bumper, which I just got rid of all the scratches on and washed nicely. Cleaned it up all nice for the review. But yeah, and then usually this is scratched up. I kind of got lucky with only a couple scratches. And there's also these wheels here, which appear to be good. And there's a little bit of a diagram type thing there. And to change belt, remove, disengage, 2 screws. Located on the top of the filter. Why is that put here? I'm wondering if it's because a lot of machines, like the Bissel's, were bottom plate removal. So I'm wondering, you know, in case someone had a Hoover or Bissell, because even the older Bissels, like the Director ones, the bottom came off, not the top. So. That's the bottom of it. I guess that's actually about it. If I didn't say before, there's a headlight right here. Power switch. I'm not going to run it because it's late, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Peace.